Dun dun dun, Uncle L here, and we'll go over the origins of the Uncle L jig. So, Uncle L just threw on a spring and tied it on. So, who used to make a good jig, we'll put that right there, right there, right there. So this is Getsit's Bait Saver, and I darkened it up because they weren't liking the flash. Had pretty cool eyes, but this thing liked to get snagged a lot. And the tail didn't last long. They would pull that right off. It's on there, but it's not very. So I was fishing under the bridge, and I don't know if they came out with different sizes. And wham! Bobber went down, the pole almost went flying in. I'm guessing it was probably a 2-pound trout. That lake was notorious for large trout. Pulled her in, and the hook was straightened out. See, this hook's just weak as can be. So then that spawned out where I would lose the spring and the tail, and that's probably one of the early 1 or 2s. I like that head, but it was always getting snagged. Good design. So then I got my ballpoint pin, took it out, tied on that spring. Yeah. So I never really tried this one out. Then the next one probably elevated to there. Yeah, that's a weak hook too, huh? But they really didn't have that many color heads or tails, so then I goofed around with the marabou. That was probably first 10 of them. And I forgot about this box. Oh yeah. There's a real early one. I bet you that's probably the first 10 too. So I used to cane pole fish. So here's the tip of my cane pole. Tie it on there. Tie about a 3-foot leader on there. And just drag it around. And had great success with that. So then we just kept evolving. Man, the hooks are getting me this week. Usually they're sharp and dull, or dull. So that pretty much spawned out for shoreline techniques. I just like to use the plane and throw on a spring. I have a spring laying around. And so that's 1 to 2 feet, and then you tie on whatever your tail. Of course, you cut that in half, and you bend this out a little bit this way. Be sure you have a quality hook. That's a sickle hook. Pretty quality. But you bend it out a little bit, tie on your tail, curly tail, whatever you want, and that's killing it lately. So then they have those keychain eyes that fly fishermen use. That pops on a little weight. So the weightless setup is good for inshore. Most of my jigs I throw now, this is not secured on, look something like that. Put my power crappie niblets in there. Modified it, so this is a drop shot setup, or it could be a shallow setup, a little pink. I think that one's gonna kill it. And then you can, the body color, if it's just the hook, I was using a worm, and I put the power bait up top, and then the white bass were killing this, and they like that orange color for some reason. But just that little bit of extra scent. I tried it on the bigger ones. The catfish ain't in yet. We'll see how that goes. But I was wiper fishing with this, and usually the wipers grab the whole mussel and just tear it off, even if it's wrapped up with the string. But the string was catching on these, so I might shorten this a little bit and forget the scent aspect of it and just use it to secure on the mussel. Tied up a bunch of these for the drop shot application, then run a small jig on the bottom. Put my power bait up there, white, and the beautiful thing is you can use, it's just mostly a scent attractor, so crappie niblets come in every color, well, limited color, but then power bait comes in almost every color. So if I wanted the pink one, I would just throw on some power bait and see if that would work. Or I would throw on some crappie niblets. So pretty much universal. So that's pretty much the evolution of that. And I wish the Bait Saver one, Gets It, would have a good hook. But they never got a quality hook in place. So I hope I babbled on too long. Uncle L's out.